What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports. I know it's been well over a week since I gave a video. I'm gonna lie, I've been moving around, but I'm finally settled for now, hopefully. Um, I know usually we talk about our top 25 rankings, but at this time in the season, there's not a lot of shaking and moving in the top 25 because of the strength of schedules right before conference play, which is rightfully so. Everyone is doing it, and it's okay. Um, I feel like the only movement that we're really getting is probably the lower part of the top 25. So, like your top 15 or so teams are all roughly the same. Well, I would say your top 12. Top 12 have been the same for the past couple weeks. Towards your bottom, we have still three undefeated teams that are ranked lower than 15, which is Marquette. TCU, which just made it into the top 25, they are now sitting at number 25. And then you also have Washington, um, which actually I believe, yes, Washington actually just lost. So Washington is not undefeated anymore. They lost to Louisville, who is the number 19 team, who is doing phenomenal this year as well, with them sitting 10-2. So you have a lot of these teams 15 down that are still a threat to the teams that are above them. So I do feel like once conference play starts, we'll see a lot more movement in the polls, a lot more discussions about what teams should be ranked where, because this is when it will start mattering. Is during conference play, rankings will actually start mattering once it gets closer to March. Um, what I also want to talk about today is ESPN just released their top 25 players of the season, and I don't have a problem with the list. Yes, are there some names that I would say could be shifted around? Absolutely. It's like that everywhere. But for a lot of these young women to be on the top 25 list this early into the season is phenomenal. We have, I believe, three or four freshmen on there with Juju Watkins being like sitting high. I believe they have her sitting at number 3. Let me verify that. But her being ranked at number 3, which I do question that because yes, she is a phenomenal player, but I do not believe she has went up against any strong defense, any compatible defense to really prove that she is a top 25. There's a difference for being in the top 25, right? If you're sitting in the top 25 and you're sitting at like 15 or 16 or whatever, that means you still have, that means that they're saying you're good and you have even more to grow, which means that your ceiling is unmatched. But um so Juju Watkins is sitting at number 5, right above Rory Harmon from Texas, which I don't agree with that. I feel like Rory is definitely battle tested. She has played up against some of the best universities that the women's college basketball has to offer, and she has definitely proven herself. So I do believe that she should be higher than Juju Watkins. Um, they have Paige Buckers at number 3, and I understand that she is a very good player, right? She's a very good player. She's had high expectations since she came out of high school, and her freshman year she had a great year, and then pretty much after that she's been on the sidelines hurt. And obviously UConn is struggling this year, which They've been struggling the past few years, and that's rightfully because of injuries and not being able to get a good cohesive unit down to go up against some of the other bigger schools. They're just in a struggle right now. So, I mean, our one and two, I don't think anyone is going to question with Caitlin Clark and Cameron Brink. It's like, rightfully so. Two very, very well good players, all around players. You can't really ask that much more of them than what they already give their teams, along with Alyssa Pile from Utah. She is a force to be reckoned with, and she knows it, and anyone who plays her also knows it, and they have schemes for her. Um, Rounding out, obviously, Camila Cardoso from South Carolina. Physical presence, very big center. She also makes her presence known in the post. Um, Anyone who's down there playing up against her, they gonna get battle tested whether they wanted to or not. She's a very physical player. She's very comfortable in her game, and she's also always improving her game. So that's definitely something that you need to look at. Is are these players every game is something improving with their game? Number 8 is Anissa Morrow from LSU, which this is huge for a transfer, right? We already knew what Morrow did in DePaul. For her to come into the SEC and still put up the numbers that she's putting up, yes, they haven't. Yes, they haven't really played any SEC teams yet, but still been coming in, learning a new system on a new team, and still putting up your numbers to where you're number 8 on the top 25. She's averaging 18 points a game, 9.2 rebounds a game, shooting at 49% from the field goal. That's big. That is really big on a team that you have another player on your team who that is her team, and you both have figured out a way to play together, and you're both on the top 25 list with Morrow sitting at 8 and Angel Reese sitting at 11. And Angel Reese is averaging 19 points, 10 rebounds on 53% field goal shooting. And yes, she was out for 4 games, and she's still averaging a triple double or a double double. My bad. She's averaging a double double. And Morrow is pretty much averaging a double double as well. She's just had a few, I think she had maybe 2 games where she didn't have a double double. But there's some games where she had more rebounds than she has points. So to be on a team where both of your post players are dominant on the boards, where they can get your teammates and themselves extra possessions, the chemistry that them two are growing is something special, and I wish we had more years to watch it grow. Um, Hannah Hidalgo is sitting at number 10 for Notre Dame, who is a freshman, y'all. She wasn't even ranked in the preseason, like, which is rightfully so. She's a freshman. You don't know what she's gonna do. Obviously, Juju Watkins was different. There was a lot of star power around her when she was coming in, and she has definitely proved it. But for Hidalgo to not even be preseason ranked, which means they really didn't pay that much attention for her to be ranked number 10 of the top 25 is huge. And this young lady is balling. 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 steals. If that's not a point guard, I don't know what is. If that's not an all-around point guard, then I'm not quite sure what a point guard is. Those are numbers that Chelsea Gray would put up. I think that Hidalgo has, for her career, the trajectory is insane. as a point guard if you keep honing in on your craft. Because I feel like the point guard position, especially in the WNBA, is something that is hard to do. If you think about some of the best point guards in the WNBA, it's hard to do, but they're also on amazing teams because of their point guard play. And then for her to be doing things that a lot of point guards in the WNBA aren't doing already as a freshman, unlimited, unlimited success is what she could have. Sitting at number 9 is Georgia Amoore from Virginia Tech. And I feel like most of the world was eyes were opened up to Amoore last year for in the tournament. Them playing up against some of the bigger schools on the biggest stage, and she shined every single game. She is sitting at 17 points a game, 7 assists, and 2.8 rebounds, which, if you know anything, Amoore is very small guard, but she knows how to find her players when they're open, and she can produce her own shots. Her ball handling skills are phenomenal, and she has definitely gotten better this year than she was last year, because this year she has a lot more on her shoulders than what she had last year. So she has definitely stepped up, and she is doing everything that her coach has asked of her and that her team needs. Rounded out the top 10, Lauren Betts from UCLA, which I'm I'm okay with her ranking at number 12. I'm okay with Angel Reese, Lauren Betts, and then you have Aaliyah Edwards. That's 11, 12, and 13. I am 100% okay with Lauren Betts' rankings, because I don't think she's going to stay there. Do believe once conference play starts happening more and UCLA starts playing tougher and tougher competition, she's going to continue to shine. Lauren Betts is a very large presence in the post. She when she knows where she wants the ball, she asks for the ball. Her teammates give her the ball where she wants it, and she knows exactly what to do when she has that ball in her hand. And the game that I cannot wait is UCLA versus USC, which is coming up towards the close to the end of the year. I believe it's the 30th that they play. You guys are gonna have to check that for me. But I do believe it's the 30th that UCLA and USC plays, which is definitely going, I feel like, going to be more of a test for USC than it is UCLA. So I can't wait for that game. It's going to be exciting. And that is pretty much, those are all the names that I wanted to go through on the top 25. It's a very good list. Like I said, who's on it deserves to be on it. Maybe the numbering is a little off, but to me, the numbering at this point in time in the season is just like rankings at this point in time in the season. Who has all really been battle tested and proven that they are that ranking that they received. So we shall see. Thank you guys for watching and supporting me. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Peace, love, happiness, and I hope everyone has happy holidays.